Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
And I'm Ryan Seymour, king of comics down here in Columbus, Ohio.
Yes, dude. I don't know if you know this, but you have the best shop ever.
Oh, definitely on the street. Yeah, definitely.
I said ever, and you just kind of just.
I'm incapable of
high praise.
High praise.
That's all right. That's what I'm here for.
Self-promotion.
It is the greatness. Actually, one of the things I wanted to talk about before we get started on the books is to hype people up to get them aware and ready. We are doing free comic book day this year.
Yeah. This year, barring something out of the ordinary.
Right. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Going to be first Saturday in May again. Back there. I think it's the 7th this year.
Yes.
So super excited.
Yes.
Free books in your local store is going to be doing stuff like this too. Hopefully, free books. They'll bring in creators to hang out all day, which we're gonna definitely have.
Yep.
It's like one of the best days on the comic book calendar.
Absolutely, it's one of the biggest things. Actually, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is so I'm on the. This is going to sound crazy. I'm on the board for the Thurber House.
Yep.
And they are very interested in partnering with comic shops because it's like an audience group that they've never actually tapped before.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that James Thurber actually has done comic stuff. Yeah. So I'm like, wow, we've got like this whole culture running parallel to each other. And they're like, I don't even know these guys.
Yeah. like just veer a little bit this direction.
There are comic shops? I'm like, come with me. I'll introduce you. So yeah, that's going to be something that we do. We're actually going to do a tour of comic shops so that the board members that are super into it find out about this.
Yeah.
And you never know, some of those board members might have some cash and want to buy some stuff. So
great.
Yeah, I bring them here. We have all the fun.
Yeah, that's so weird how like literature self-contains and divides itself. Like, oh, this
all
is
the time.
This kind of, like, no, it's just different forms of the same sort of communication.
Let's just enjoy it together, shall we? Also that weekend is going to be Doctor Strange. So that's going to be a huge weekend for the geek world.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Okay, so you guys are watching this on the 16th, but yesterday, the 15th, Spider-Man No Way Home dropped digitally.
Oh, did it?
Oh, yes. So,
I did not know that.
You can watch it from home if you have not seen it yet.
Yes, good.
You will have the chance, the time, the opportunity. If I'm not mistaken, it's like $20, but it's yours. So,
sure.
Right. I'm sure. I actually have some friends that have dedicated all day Tuesday to watching this movie. And I'm like, you didn't see it? And they're like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You get to see it at home.
$20 all I can watch.
Done and done. And I respect it. Yeah. I totally do. Okay, so out of curiosity, which Spider-Man is your favorite?
Ooh.
I'm not even going to limit that to like movies.
Yeah.
Any Spider-Man.
That's tough. I think Tom Holland is probably the best. Because he portrays both Peter and Spider-Man perfectly.
Very well.
But for me, the phrasing is so weird. Because it was Tobey Maguire. Okay. That was the first one to bring that character to the big screen in like the way that I had always envisioned it. And seeing him move the same way that in the comics in my head, he will always be that Spider-Man for me. So it's like that kind of weird where like, yeah, this one's better, but from just...
I get it. I'm totally that same way. However, my lady thinks that Toby looks creepy as Spider-Man. She's like, no, he just looks like a serial killer. I'm like, no, he's Spider-Man. You stop that talk.
Nobody found the bodies.
At all. Like, he whipped them very, very well. They never fell. It was amazing. I'm a huge Tobey Maguire fan. The second one is my favorite out of all of them. But
that one's amazing.
But, and I want to hear you guys sound off down below. I say that the third of the Sam Raimi trilogy is the Spider-Man that's actually meant for comic book fans.
Because it's got all the Easter eggs. It's got all the, like, oh, here's all the villains. Here's the Venom.
Right?
They just didn't quite know how to...
Didn't quite bring it together as well as we wanted. But even the point of referencing Venom, they never call him that in the movie.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's for us, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, you don't even get to say it, but you know.
Yeah.
You know. Okay? That's just what it is.
So good.
Yeah. Clearly, we talk about the geeky things, and if you like that, like this episode, and watch it to the end because we got some cool stuff to talk about. Particularly speaking of some amazing books, these are some good reads that you should read. Okay, we've got, what, two that are the same?
Yeah, two that are the same, then one that's different.
Okay, where do you want to start?
Let's start with the new beginnings. Let's start with Slumber #1 from Image Comics.
Do not mind doing such things for you. Okay, so we've got Smith, Cardinelli, Robbins, Wands, and Antos bringing us Slumber #1. Okay, you didn't read this.
Yeah, no, I have not yet, no.
I'm not going to say mistakes were made, but what I will say is there is a potential serial killer.
Okay.
which I know already tickles your fancy.
Yeah.
The hook, though, is that each time that there is a serial killing, though done the same way, it's by a different person. Every single time. And each person claims that they have just woken up to find themselves in this situation. And there are messages, notes, things that suggest there's this person called the Dream Eater. Yeah, Dream Eater, that the serial killer entity is looking for. That's all I'm going to tell you, because literally that's what, page 1, 2,
oh my gosh,
3. Those are the first 3 pages. And yes,
this is a Ryan week. This is a Ryan week.
We get things.
Rabbits scare me.
Yeah. Oh, you don't even know. Just you wait. Yeah. There's intrigue, man. So here's the thing that makes this so amazing. Art-wise, this is very much so an indie alternative style book.
Yeah.
The subject matter, though, is super dark and grim, and the combination of those two, it's so perfect.
Nice.
Because it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
It's almost with, I hate Fairyland. Like, it's almost that level where you're like, oh, that's so cute. Oh my God, is that a brain? Yeah. Yes. So, Slumber number 1, you will enjoy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's going to be in my reading pile tomorrow. All right. So, instead, we will start with the ending of something.
Yes.
DC Comics horror Soul Plumber number 6, brought to you from the last podcast on the left, guys. This story, if you are a Catholic, I probably wouldn't read this book.
This is a whole demographic. You're just like, skip it.
I wouldn't. But this brings us to the climax of this horrible tale of extra-dimensional entities. Aliens, and trying to convince people that there's something different. God, half of the stuff that I want to talk about I can't, and not because it's a spoiler,
right?
But YouTube would be like, no, dude,
you can't say that.
You cannot say that.
And you're like, yeah, but our channel is marked for mature audiences. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because it's just amazing. It's over the top, just ridiculously over the top. That's awesome. It's hysterical. If you watch last podcast on the left, you want to read this, and if you haven't had a chance yet,
that's good stuff. Way to round that out. I'm sure there's a trade coming.
Oh
soon.
Yeah, okay. 100%. Yeah.
All right. Well, I might have to dabble at that. Okay. You know what? I want to go for Land of the Living Gods, and the reason for this. Shout out to AfterShock. We love them. So we've got Isaac, Mogajan, and Santos. So this book is visually lovely.
Yes, it has a very European vibe to
it. Yes. And it's one of the few times that I almost feel like the disservice is it coming out as a single issue.
Yeah, one of the few times that normally when straight to graphic novel, I hate because I can't get a gauge on it.
Right.
But this is one that I think in an oversized format, just straight up, here's your entire story, because it's so gorgeous.
It's fantastic. It reads like a webcomic, and I'm really curious if that's part of its origins. Did it start off as a webcomic, particularly because the art design looks like it would work really well on a scroll.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's kind of where I'm coming from with it, where because it looks and feels like such a different format centric story, I want so much more of it than what can be given to me in this little, 22 pages, context.
It feels constrained by its medium.
Yes!
There's so much more to the story.
So much.
And the creators, they're giving it to us. I just
want more. I literally want more. One of my favorite things about this, though, is the inclusion of South African slang with the words and the definitions. And they treat you like an actual grown-up, that if they repeat it, they don't give you the signifier again. It's just...
You read it once.
You read it once, you get it. This is what that is. And that is awesome. I just need this to be more.
Yeah, because...
now.
Because the hints at a magical, extra kind of supernatural aspect to this environment are no longer just hints.
Right. No, this is straight up. And okay, so as I was finishing this one, there's a scene at the end of this, and it makes me realize that every entity that's ever tried to use Wolverine has done it wrong.
Yeah.
Like, imagine on a religious basis, right? If you took Wolverine and you just said, like, oh, by the power of this thing that I believe, it will heal you. I can prove it. You believe, son? Yes, I do. And then you do something to him and it grows back. Who would not believe you?
Right.
Like, I've now determined, like, everyone that's ever used Wolverine as a weapon, you've done it wrong.
Yeah.
Like, 1,000,000% wrong. Shame.
Could have been marketing. Could have been marketing.
Come on. Like, I'm just saying. All right. This one...
The chart at the front doesn't give us enough.
It doesn't. What's the furthest place from here? Issue 5. Boston, Rosenberg, Ostmain, LAU. It's... Okay. This is a sprawling world.
Yes.
Okay? It does even have, like, this showcase at the beginning of who is who. You can do your best to try to follow it. There's even a map here that you can try to follow. It's so much, though. It is so much. However, it's fascinating. This is like...
You can't stop.
You can't. It's like a really smart 80s movie, right? Like, what's the one with Billie Jean? I can't remember. Oh, crap. It's Helen Slater and...
Night of the Comet? No. It's... what is... I know what you're talking about. This is going to freaking... What was it?
I can't remember. Wait, is Helen Slater and Christian Slater, are they brother and sister?
I don't think. Maybe? I've never seen them together.
I think they're together in this movie. Which is what... But, like, he plays like her brother in this movie.
Oh, okay.
And he gets shot in the arm.
Yeah.
Oh, what is this movie? Comment what this movie is below, because I know you guys know. Help me out. I'm having a brain fart moment right here. But yeah, it's this crazy Lord of the Flies apocalyptic world where adults are not allowed. And in this one, where they are at the carnival,
the tension building just from like, you guys are gonna come. You guys are gonna come.
Dude.
And that like that.
That's listen. I mean, but here, I feel it though. Like those are the rules. Okay, like there are rules here. And
it's like Flash Gordon.
Totally.
When you're in Zoltan's kingdom, it's Zoltan's rules. When you're in Arborea,
then it's something else. Yeah. Okay, like deal with it. Okay, that's just what it is. I thought that punishment was especially harsh, though. Especially considering the context of as carnival prizes typically work or don't. That was just a mean little. Like, oh no, you can try. You can try. I guess you didn't. I'm sorry. What a great way.
Freaking carnies. Yeah, it's so... God, what is that movie? Because I know exactly... and it's bugging me, but yeah.
Like, we're going to figure it out at the end of this. Like, it's going to come up like, oh yeah, it was this. Okay, so those are some good reads that you should read. Now we're going to the must-reads, okay? Like, this is what Wednesday is all about. This is why you go to the comic shop. These are those books. Where do you want to start?
This is last.
Yes.
Why don't we go to differences first? How much you could lead us off with the Nightwing?
Now, listen. I'm already, like, a Dick Grayson stan. Like, I have been for forever. It's just real. Nightwing 90, okay? We've got Tom Taylor, Borges, Lucas. Okay, so we're entering this era, and it's kind of an interesting concept, right? Where we have all this conversation about the darkness of superhero stories and how so many stories are trying to get dark and gruesome and all that stuff. Yeah. Especially when it comes to Bat Family books.
Yes, those are typically very gritty, very 1989 kind of started everything.
Yeah. This is the magic of books when I was young, and they just felt good.
Yeah.
I have often said, put it on record, that Dick Grayson is a better Batman than Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Without question. This series literally explores that concept.
Nice.
And what we find out is this. So Alfred has passed. He left billions of dollars to Dick. Dick, in turn, decides to give it to Bloodhaven. Like, to actually affect change in Bloodhaven, the city that he's from. Which is brilliant. Like, literally brilliant. Only that has run him afoul of people that would like to keep it just as corrupt as it's always been. Yeah. And it's not quite working. And so now there is a target on his head. only, people like, oh, let's get Dick Grayson and let's take him out. Not recognizing who Dick Grayson is.
Yeah.
And what I love the most is that it's not necessarily the other bats that are showing up. Because Dick has such a long history in the DC Comics universe.
Yeah.
As you can see, it's his homie, his bestie, Wally West. And oh my God. There are references and shout outs and callbacks to Tim Seeley's run. Like, it's chef's kiss. I love it. This is Feel Good Comics. Pick this up, read this right now. You'll love it.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's with all the darkness in the Bat universe, Tom Taylor is becoming a must read. Like when you see his name,
pick it up. It doesn't even matter. Pick it up. And that's the thing. Like, Tom is not necessarily like just like writing flowers and unicorns here. Yeah. This is a creator of Deceased, like so many dark things.
Dude, this is like the light side of Tom Taylor.
Right. Like, he's multifaceted. He's flipping coins. And that's a whole nother joke.
Yeah. Okay. All Hail Behemoth.
Yes!
Heavy metal drummer number 2.
That's right.
Oh, whatever's the opposite of Jeebus. All right, so we got the creative team of Kiefer Finlow, Meliano Pliskin, Lucas Vasayo, and Tokebi. This gorgeous... It's a weird size.
It is, but that works, though.
The choice of colors is like heavy metal, like the Heavy Metal magazine. It's blacklight posters, Black Sabbath shirts. The story is so secondary to how awesome the book is. So the basic plot is there's this dude in this band who somehow gets pulled into a interdimensional like fight between two groups of entities. One of them,
you can't say that.
And then the other one is another. But,
right.
So, and that's the plot. And you could have like a really straightforward series, like, oh, this is my goal. This is my quest. No. This is a half tab acid. you're about hour 4.
Yeah. No. Okay, so I read this one as well, and we were discussing some of the contents of the book, and our producer Jeremy was looking at us like, what
the heck is
adult site are you guys talking about? We're like, no, we're talking about this book. Yeah. And that's the thing that makes it so amazing is that this, okay, so while this is the super light, kind-hearted superhero fare that, somebody could get into and love, if you had like, that kid, right? That's like 19, 20, a little fringe with their behavior or whatever, but you just kind of want to rein them in and go, this is something...
You have creativity. You have artistic skills.
Yeah.
Channel it.
Check this out. Like, there's something... It screams older sibling. Like, that's what this is.
Yeah, this is the older cousin.
Yes!
That, like, you, like, sneak into their room when you're visiting. This is 100% what it is. It is... God, John dies at the end. This book is filled with spiders.
Yeah.
Donnie Darko, but more weirder. Like
weirder.
It's John dies at the end.
Less sexy Gyllenhaal. Like it's
there is no sexy.
Yeah, I mean there's sex, but not. Yeah, we want to know, why is her skin worse?
Yeah.
What?
Like normally along that sequence of things, you would glow. Like no. Look like an albino prune, and then just like.
It's true.
Did the other people there unanimously agree? Like, oh,
that's okay.
She's the best.
That was okay. That was a real question, Nate. The whole creative team. We really got to know when he asked that qualifier. How did they determine? And will there be director's cut material to see how they squabbled that one out? Because when you ask 3 different people that are at all proficient in their work. Who is the best?
Yeah, they're all professionals.
They're all pros. I expect to hear some argument, right? Like, I expect it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to lie, though. When he asked the procuring question, and then she started asking, okay, well, what are you up for? And he starts saying something else, I would immediately be like, red flag. But as the story plays out and you realize, oh, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter. She had a plan. He has a plan.
And the cats!
I've been saying this about the cats, bro. I've been saying it, okay? I've been saying it.
There's cats.
Been saying it. If you read it, you'll know.
Yeah.
Read it so that you know. Now, I do want to warn you, this is issue 2. It doesn't say so until you get to the end, which I was picking up thinking like, oh, maybe I just missed the first issue. No. I did, but this is issue 2. So
yeah. And it just,
As
I said earlier, this is a Ryan week.
Oh, God.
Why wouldn't we review, or why wouldn't I review, a book, a 5-issue, which should be 6-issue. Let's just be honest.
It should. Oh.
Although Pentagram is 5.
Oh, that's true.
So,
that's true.
okay. Yeah, you can
No,
make
that tracks. That tracks.
Yeah,
okay.
Aquaman's Trident has 5 prongs.
Good job.
Pentagram of Horror from Black Caravan, created by Marco Fontanelli, and pretty much created, wrote, drawed.
Okay. Yep. Again, for that kid, that cousin, okay? That cousin was like, hey, you want to see something awesome? This is their fodder, okay? This is their playbook right here.
He's stoned.
Oh, my God.
He's playing a Venom record, and he's like, check out this.
Check this out. But he's showing it to like his young cousin that always like got on his nerves.
Yeah.
And was like, you know what? I'm going to learn you.
Yeah, that's me and David. Me and my cousin David.
That's what it is. Okay. So normally this is by all rights a Ryan book. But really I saw it and I was like, I'm going to give this a shot. I flipped through it and I was like, oh my God, is this a Ryan book? But it's really well done.
Yeah, it's horror anthology. This is like the first story in it. It is the story of a dude who sells his soul at a crossroad.
Yeah.
For the talent.
For talent.
To be able to create, to paint, to produce things. And he doesn't think of all the other stuff that...
It is the most monkey paw-ish situation I have ever heard of. And then it gets worse.
Right.
Okay?
Because we get to the plot twist.
Oh my God, it's so bad. It is so bad. Okay, so graphically speaking, like from a graphic design point of view, this book is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Marco. Wow.
I'm assuming Marco colored it also.
Yeah. Like everything. Like literally, this is amazing. So well put together, minimalist color schemes. Like it's not quite monochromatic, but it's close enough that you just vibe throughout the whole thing. It's eerie. You can feel it creeping behind your neck, and just everything about this is amazing.
Old school. All the horror is in your head until it's not.
Yes.
And when it does hit as like that, it satisfied the Hellraiser. Like So like it get good.
Yeah.
It's.
And then, like you said, the twist when you find out and you go, that's not okay.
I went back and I reread it the first time and I'm like, okay, so I must have missed the dialogue, thinking it was something else. And then I'm like, oh, that poor Satan's a dick.
He is, He's man. A dick. Like a cloven hoof dick. Like that's what he is. There's no two ways about that. What a fantastic story. Like, again, I love horror. This is still a Ryan book, but it was really daggone good. Yeah. So like, if I, who normally shies away from the things that Ryan, salivates over, picks this up and goes, "This is awesome," it's generally safe. It's still twisted.
Yeah,
it's still twisted.
Yeah,
okay?
It is.
But it's palatable.
Yeah,
so you can handle it. This was awesome.
Yeah, Black Phillip approves. If you don't know what that reference is, go.
Oh no! Don't tell him where to go. Don't do that. You'll start seeing things in the shadows, and it'll be bad. It'll be so bad. How about some levity and light to bring us out?
Because as awesome as all these books were, this took me back. Took me back to a place I haven't been in a while.
Yeah.
Where I'm just picking up a Superman and a Batman book, and it's just awesome. It is just superhero stuff.
That is it right there. It is just awesome.
Yeah.
We've gotten to a point where, again, to be edgy and new, you got to be gritty and heavy and, you got to be introspective. But there was a time where we would just pick up a book and read it for the joy of reading that book.
And this is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, world's finest. Mark Waid, Dan Mora, Tamara Bonvillain.
So the colors are on point.
Of course. Dan, definitely, we've loved him since Once and Future. And, I mean, he's done some Power Ranger stuff. Like, he's dope. This take is a modernization of Silver Age concepts.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, all he did, like, it wasn't a matter of making them gritty. It was, what would they look like now? Like, that's it.
Yeah.
Still bright, still fun. Like, how they move, how they act, how they interact. So great. This, like, if you are just now getting into comics, and I said this off camera, if you're just now getting into comics and you get to read this, and this is like one of your first reads, I am so envious of you because I haven't been that for 30 years.
Yeah, because there's going to be some kid that's going to pick this up off the rack, first book, and they're just going to fall in love with comics. And like seeing Superman having a weakness that is exposed and used, and it isn't something like, well, what if Superman was evil? What if Superman wasn't? Like, no, he's still Big Blue.
Yeah.
He is still a good person. The use of the Batman.
Come on, that was so dope!
It was.
So dope!
All right, so the story kicks off.
Yeah.
Something has to bring them two together.
Of course.
So Poison Ivy somehow ends up in Metropolis to do some kind of eco-terrorism.
As she does.
Which, I mean, she's the protector of the green now, so makes sense. And Batman and Superman, come in to stop her. There's another villain shows up that, leads to this sequence.
Changes the game.
Yeah.
Changes the absolute game. Now, in terms of Robins, again, I'm saying that this is Dick.
I think it is, too, because it feels like it's a little bit in the past.
Yeah, it definitely has an old school vibe to it, which, again, when Batman is wearing blue, everything's pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely think that it's Dick, but they don't say, which I think is very interesting. Yeah. But their general interaction and engagement across the board is something wonderful. When you see these guys, you understand why they are what they are.
Yeah.
When it says World's Finest, this is why. This is not the angsty, characters of the Snyderverse. This is, I don't want to say wholesome.
Because it's not.
Yeah.
But it is the synthesis of silver to early 80s with modern storytelling and art styles.
That is perfect.
It takes the vibe of that time period and matches it with the artistic skills and the coloring skills that we have available to us now.
Yeah.
And it is so much fun. It speaks to you on a vibe that makes you feel like a kid and also appeals to if you've been a long time reader, also appeals to that. So, yeah. Very, 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 very good.
I do love it. There's a criminal alliance that is referenced, and again, leave it to Mark Waid to bring these types of folks together. I mean, he's a DC historian, so that makes perfect sense. But they are characters that you would never think to have interact, but it makes perfect sense that they would.
Yeah.
And oh god, so good, so good. This was an amazing adventure. If you're a long-time comic book fan, pick that up. If you're a first-time comic book fan, pick that up. This is a Saturday morning cartoon. That's what this should come with, is cereal. It should come with cereal. Go to your favorite comic shop, go grab your favorite box of cereal, sit down in a corner somewhere and enjoy it. You'll thank us.
Like in the shop?
Yes! Yes! Just in the shop, okay?
Just eating cereal.
Just come in and just hold it up.
I wouldn't even stop somebody.
I know you would. Because you'd be like, you got all these tables over here. You're just like,
but they're in the corner, like on the floor. I'd still be like, World's Finest.
I know where you are. You're like, World's Finest? Like, yeah. And you're like,
carry on.
I get it. You slide over some blank pieces of paper and a couple of crayons, and they're like, you don't even know. You're speaking to me right now. Yay. Yay. Oh my god. This is the type of thing that literally people will be running around with towels tied to their backs. And who's to say which character that they're trying to play? Because all of them are great, and it works out so very well. Oh my god!
How does it when you have somebody that gets DC writing DC?
It's okay. So I'm gonna come out here and say it. I'm a member of the industry, and it's dangerous for me to say such things, but it is things like this that you recognize that things need to change.
Yeah.
Right. We saw an uptick, a great uptick, when Joe Quesada became editor-in-chief at Marvel. We saw it. I mean, literally saved Marvel.
Yeah.
I could see Mark getting this elected voice just by this alone.
Yeah.
I would say, you know what you're doing. Help.
Yeah.
If it's EIC, if it's publisher, whatever.
Something.
That conversation needs to be had because, again, we don't have to get away from this.
Yeah.
This is not wrong
Yeah.
in comics. Like, not at all. And, I mean, clearly Tom Taylor...
Yeah, Tom Taylor gets it. And he's versatile. He can go both directions with that, dark and happy.
Like, it's so cool. Yeah, man. I would like to see that. Yeah. I might have to message Mark about that one and be like, so, I'm just throwing this out here. I will ballot you in. And just saying, like, we need change. And that's a positive one. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Very much so.
I like it a lot. Oh my God, if you guys like this episode, once again, click that thumbs up because we need that for the algorithms. The algorithms, okay?
Yeah, that's how YouTube notices us.
Yes, that's how they see us. I mean, they already see us, but we want them to see us.
Yeah, like, I've listened to Journey.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I've heard, like, that kind of
exactly.
thing. So we bring this type of stuff to you every week. So hit subscribe and the bell, and that will let you know that we're there.
Biggity bam, because we're all about the positivity of the comic industry. Mm-hmm. We see a lot of reviews that people are like, oh, this is bad. We don't like to focus on that.
Because there's so much good.
Yes.
If you don't like your hobby.
It shouldn't be your hobby, guys. Yeah. Like, no one's making you. No one's making you at all.
Yeah.
Except for us. We're going to make you love comics because we do.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.